Dad really knows how to stress me out.
What's up? Marvin pulling some new stunt?
Sort of. He agreed to let John move in with him.
Wait, what? That's actually a good thing, right? We were worried about him being alone.
You don't get it. It's a recipe for disaster.
Come on, your brother is a good dude. It'll probably be fine.
John is great, but he avoids conflict. Dad's whole personality is conflict. It's gonna be World War III in there.
True, your dad can be a handful, but maybe it'll work.
I really frickin' doubt it. Dad's only doing this because he knows I'll worry. Wants to guilt trip me even more than usual.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. So, what's the plan then?
Honestly, I don't have one. We're going over there tomorrow to talk things out.
Want me to come along?
Nah, that'll just make Dad play the poor old man card harder. This is a family issue. But thanks.
Always, let me know how it goes, okay? Sending positive vibes your way.
Positive vibes won't fix this mess. I need, industrial strength coping mechanisms.
Wine and chocolate? Pizza? Maybe a punching bag? I'm here for whatever you need after the showdown.
You're the best. Seriously, I don't know what I'd do without you.
Hey, we're in this together. Love you.
Love you too. Okay, gotta mentally prepare myself. Wish me luck! Disaster. That's the word of the day. Absolute disaster.
Oh no, what happened?
John got there and Dad already had the guilt trip laid out. We barely got through the door before he started about being too old, needing his family, blah, blah, blah.
Ugh, classic Marvin.
Then the icing on the cake. Dad offered to buy John a new car if he'd stay. To bribe him.
What the heck? And John said?
He didn't say no. He was like, well, I don't know. John is so bad at standing up for himself.
That honestly makes me want to punch a wall. I like John, but sometimes he really drives me crazy.
Right? Now I'm the bad guy because I'm the one suggesting it might not be a good idea long term.
He's your dad. You're allowed to voice your concerns.
Of course, Dad's playing the victim, like I'm trying to tear them apart or something. So dramatic.
Okay, this is where we gotta be smart. Don't get dragged into the drama.
I'm trying. Think I'm gonna just focus on logistics. Like, John's old room is a mess. The bathroom needs cleaning. Practical stuff Dad can't argue with.
That's a good plan. Keep it boring enough and maybe his brain will short circuit.
If only. But small victories, right? I'll at least make the place livable before it explodes.
There you go. And remember, if things get completely off the rails, you can always bail.
Honestly, might be my only escape route. Thanks for being my voice of reason.
As always, keep me updated on the fallout.
Oh my lord, it's really driving me crazy. I don't know how I'm gonna cope with this.
Are you okay? Is something the matter? What went wrong?
I've been having some difficulties with a few people around here.
You've been arguing? What were you arguing about?
I was arguing with John.
You're arguing with John? Why were you arguing with him?
I wouldn't actually call it an argument. I think we could say that he was shouting at me. He gets angry about everything and starts telling me what to do, bossing me around as if he's in charge. And he doesn't seem to care about me at all. He doesn't worry about me. It's gonna be cold this winter, and I'm worried that I'm gonna be too cold. He doesn't seem to care about me at all.
No, don't say that. We all care about you. We want you to be happy and healthy.
I'm not so sure. The gentleman that lives next door has a really nice coat. I want one too. I don't have one, sadly. I think I'm gonna be really cold this winter without a nice coat. I heard that his family bought one for him. Oh, that is such a nice thing of them to do. I wish someone would buy me a nice coat. That would make me feel so much better. As I said, I don't think John cares about me at all. He just leaves me here to get cold.
Didn't I buy you a nice coat last year? I'm sure I did. Can't you wear that one again? I think it must be quite a warm coat. I didn't even realize you needed a new coat.
I'm getting older and older, and it's harder for me to stay warm. You should know that about old people. I think what I really need is a nice new coat. I just get the feeling that the younger generation doesn't care about the old folk anymore. That's just the way this world has become. People don't respect me. They don't think of me and look after me. All I want is a nice new coat to keep me warm, and you're not even going to buy me one? Am I really too demanding? If I were you, I'd hurry down to the shop and get me a new coat.
I don't think that you need a new coat. I think that the coat you've already got will be good enough. I think it's a bit expensive if we buy a new coat every year. Maybe we could have a look in the sales, but I don't think that we can buy you a new coat.
No, I feel like I'm a victim of a family that doesn't even care about me. Don't you feel guilty about what you're doing here?
I really don't think it's something for me to feel guilty about.
But I'm so old, and I need to be looked after. If I need a new coat, then I think you should buy me a new coat. How would you feel if I got sick? I'm at the age where I might just walk to the shops and then die by freezing to death. You really need to think about this. Think about what you're doing.
Okay, maybe I can talk with John about this. I'll see what he has to say.
That is a much better attitude. I think you should do that.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
I've just been talking to your dad. He's pestering me to buy him a new coat. He tells me that if he doesn't get a new coat, then he's gonna freeze to death. He seemed to be really angry about it.
Oh, he's still talking about that, is he? He told me about it too. It seems that the next door neighbor has got a new coat, and he wants one as well. I think he's just that type of person. He's always trying to keep up with the Joneses. I don't think anyone should be spending that amount of money on a new coat.
He wants us to buy him the coat. He said the neighbor's family bought the coat for him.
Well, I don't think the neighbor did that. I think he spent his own money on it. The neighbor doesn't have any family. He lives on his own.
Your dad told me that his family bought it for him. He said that we should do the same.
I think that he's been telling a few lies.
Why does he have to be like this all the time? He's just so demanding. He's always asking me to buy him this and that. It's getting a bit annoying. And he's always comparing himself to that neighbor of his. Now he's even telling me that he's gonna die if I don't buy him something. It's all getting a little bit too ridiculous.
I don't think that we'll be able to change my father. I think that this is just the kind of person he is. He's always accusing me of not caring about him when that really isn't the case. I do care about him, but I'm just not going to be giving in to his unreasonable demands. I really don't think he needs a new coat. I think that he can get by with the one he's got. This winter isn't even going to be that cold. I think he's just being dramatic.
He has been a bit unfair on you, that's true. I really wish there was something I could do about it too. It's just his personality, and there's not a lot that we can do to change that. I hope it's not too hard for you. Maybe if we just ignore him, then he'll finally give up.
Oh, it's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. It doesn't cause me too much stress. I try not to let it get to me. I think some people just like to complain about everything.
I think the best thing that we can do right now is just forget about this and try to move on. I really don't want it to annoy you.
I think you've got a really good idea there. Let's just forget about it today. I hope he forgets about it too. What are you doing right now?
I've just finished doing some things, and now I'm gonna have my lunch.
So, are you not gonna have children?
What? What's with that question all of a sudden?
Tina always changes the subject when I bring it up, so I thought I should talk to you about it. I think one day you should think about having children. You'll be happier that way. Life is much better when you have children. You'll feel more life satisfaction.
That's a nice thing of you to say, but I just don't know if now is the right time. I'll have children when I'm ready to have children, and now is not when I want to have them. Life isn't just about having children. There is a lot more to life than that. I think I'm still a little bit too young. There's plenty of time ahead. I really don't want any pressure from you. That's just gonna make the situation worse. And why did you ask me this all of a sudden? Don't you think it's a little bit strange?
I'm your father-in-law. I don't think any question is too strange for me to ask. I just want to know what's going on in your life. What shall we do now? Shall we go swimming?
You want to go swimming?
I'm gonna go to the swimming pool with all of my friends. I thought it would be nice if you came with me. You can go swimming, and you can use the sauna and the jacuzzi. I'm sure you'll have a good time. I just thought it might be a nice idea for you to come with me and keep me company. I think if you really cared about me, then you'd come too. You can come along and meet all of my friends. What do you think? Good idea?
If you really want me to go, then how can I say no? Okay, I'll get ready now. Seriously? What is up with you? Why did you have to do that?
What are you talking about? And why do you have to be so aggressive with me?
You know why. Don't pretend you don't. Why did you have to talk about those things in front of your friends? Do you really think that's a good time to be talking about family matters? I know you really want us to have a child as soon as possible, but I don't feel the need to explain it in front of all of your friends. If you want to talk about that kind of thing, then why don't we just talk about it in private? I just feel like you're causing a lot of trouble at the moment.
I was only being a caring father-in-law. I did nothing wrong. Stop being such a drama queen and grow up a little bit, please.
You invited me to go and meet your friends, and then embarrassed me in front of them? Can't you even see what you did wrong here? I felt completely humiliated. I just wanted to run away. It had nothing to do with any of them.
I really didn't mean to make you feel that way. I'm so sorry if I did. I'm getting old and I forget how to talk to a young person. I didn't think it would make you feel embarrassed. I thought they were just normal questions to ask.
You're just trying to make excuses, and there really is no excuse for what you did. You knew exactly what you were doing, and you knew it would make me feel unhappy. You should have been able to tell by the look on my face. I was clearly uncomfortable.
I was just trying to make conversation with you in front of my friends, and I don't think you need to be so offended by it. All you needed to do was try and be nice to me and my friends. Instead, you've had this little tantrum like a child. Do you really have no manners?
How can you say such terrible things about me?
I just want you to have children as soon as possible. I also wish you'd spend some money on me. I want that new coat.
Please, just don't start talking about that again. It seems to me that you think the world revolves around you, and it really doesn't. I wish you'd be a bit more considerate to other people. I am going crazy over here. I don't know if I can survive.
What's the problem this time?
It's your dad. He's causing me so much stress.
What did he do this time?
He's just doing all kinds of strange and stupid things, and it's really annoying me. He took me swimming with his friends, and then he embarrassed me in front of them. He kept on asking all these kinds of personal questions, like when are we going to have children? It was really uncomfortable for me, and I'm worried that it might lead to some rumors. What if people start gossiping about us and why we don't have any children? People might think that there's something wrong with us, and I don't want people talking behind our backs. Then he started talking about money and moaning that I don't buy him enough things. He's been asking me to buy him a coat for a while now, but I really don't want to. I really don't see why I should have to do that.
Oh dear. It looks like he's gone too far again. He's always doing this kind of thing. It might be a good idea if I talk to him and see what he has to say. Try not to let yourself get too angry about this. Just try to stay calm and be positive.
I'll try my best to do that. Thanks so much for backing me up here. You're the best. I swear I'm gonna lose my mind. Hey man, what's got you all riled up? Marvin giving you trouble again? You have no idea. Dude won't leave me alone for like 5 minutes. Yeah, he can be a bit insistent. A bit? He woke me up at 6 a.m. demanding I make him pancakes. Pancakes! It's a work day. Oof, that is rough, buddy. Least he didn't ask for something truly bizarre. Don't tempt fate, but it's not just the requests. He's constantly whimpering about being lonely, like it's my fault I have a job. Guilt trip special, huh? That's vintage Marvin. I feel like a prisoner. He even complained when I went out for a walk last night. Apparently, it was too dangerous out for his precious boy. Trust me, I get it. Tina's been getting the same treatment. He even texted me asking us to visit him more. Seriously? Man, the audacity. Does he think we have nothing better to do? He seems to think we revolve around him. It is pretty exhausting, isn't it? Exhausting is an understatement. I feel like I'm babysitting a giant toddler. How did Mom deal with this for so long? Your guess is as good as mine. I think she must have had some nerves of steel. I'm about at my breaking point, half tempted to pack my bag and go stay at a hotel for a week. Can't say I blame you. Sometimes strategic retreat is the best option. The worst part is, I feel awful for even thinking that. He's my dad, you know? I should want to be there for him. And you are, but there's such a thing as too much. You need a life, John. He can't suck all the air out of the room. Yeah, you're right. But how do I get him to see that? I try to explain, but he just pouts. Look, I'm not the best at confrontations either, but maybe you guys need a serious talk. Lay down some boundaries. Boundaries? With Dad? He'll scoff at that. He'll think that I'm being disrespectful or something. Maybe, but at least you'll have said your piece. And honestly, is he respecting you right now? Damn, you got a point there. It can't keep going on like this. You'll burn out completely, and that doesn't help anyone. Okay. Maybe you're right. This needs a proper sit down, not just me trying to dodge the guilt bombs. That's the spirit. And hey, if it gets too hairy, you could always use an impromptu work emergency as your escape hatch. Maybe, but seriously, thanks man. Needed someone to commiserate with. No problem. Family, drama, solidarity, and all of that. Let me know how the boundary chat goes. I'm rooting for you. And hey, maybe I should talk to him more. Maybe he is just lonely. If I make more of an effort, he might lay off you too, right? You'd really do that? You really are way too good of a guy, David. He's my father-in-law too. I want to make a good effort to bond with him. I'll message him when Tina's out tomorrow anyway, just to chat. Oh, thanks man, I really appreciate it. It's honestly fine. Hey there, I wanted to talk to you for a minute.
You want to talk to me? Well, ain't that a surprise? Don't mind me, I'm happy to chat.
Tina's gone out tonight, so I'm on my own. I thought it might be a good time to clear the air.
That's a fine idea. Don't see why you think about me all that much, though. Anyways, how are you doing these days? You keeping fit?
Actually, I've been hitting the weights a lot lately. It's tough, but I'm getting some good results.
Weights, huh? Don't overdo it. You don't want to strain yourself.
I know what I'm doing, just trying to stay in shape, you know?
Listen, about that, there's something else on my mind. You making sure Tina's getting enough good food?
Of course. Why do you ask?
Just seems to me that lately, she's not getting the right nutrition. Girl needs a proper meal. You got her on some kind of diet or something? Seems like she barely eats when you're around.
No, that's not true. We try to eat healthy, but she's definitely not on any crazy diet.
Well, I don't know. She's always talking about making that bland, flavorless stuff you favor. All steamed vegetables and grilled chicken. A growing girl needs more than that.
She makes what she wants. If that's what she likes, I'm not gonna complain.
Oh, I'm just concerned you're forcing your preferences onto her. That girl needs a good steak sometimes. You know what I mean? Put some meat on her bones. Maybe I ought to come around and check on what's going on in that kitchen of yours.
Look, you don't need to do that. We'll manage on our own. I don't need you interfering, alright?
Easy, easy. Don't get your feathers all ruffled.
Tina is old enough to know what she wants. You don't get to dictate what she eats.
I'm just worried about her well-being. It's a father's place. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting my little girl to be strong and healthy. Gotta fuel those muscles if you want results from the gym. You know that better than anyone, right? Can't be building a strong body on lettuce leaves. Maybe take a break from the weights and learn how to cook something a little bit more substantial. I wouldn't mind teaching you a thing or two.
You think that I should go to cooking lessons? Is that what you're saying?
Why would I suggest something I didn't mean? Just want what's best for my daughter, that's all. I heard from her that you guys take turns cooking, so I'm worried you're force-feeding her your bland macho man stuff.
You're really worried about nothing. Me and Tina get along fine, and we don't argue about food at all, so that should tell you enough.
Whatever, just don't starve my little girl.
It's your turn to cook tonight, right? Do you want me to bring home any ingredients?
No, I'm all good, thanks. But can I ask you something?
Of course. What is it?
You're happy with what I cook at home, right?
Yeah, sure. You make some mean grilled salmon. Why the sudden question?
Running into a bit of trouble with your dad, as usual. He's got this crazy notion that I'm not feeding you enough. Won't stop pestering me about your bland diet and whatnot. Even suggested I take cooking lessons to make you eat more. Can you believe that? What is with him lately?
Dad and his food obsessions. You know how he is. Always focused on his workout meals. Don't let him get to you. Your cooking's fine. I mean, if I didn't like it, I'd probably just make something extra for myself, right? But that doesn't happen. So you know the food ain't bad.
Seriously, you sure about that?
Listen, maybe I can have a word with him. Sometimes Dad gets, well, overzealous. Doesn't mean he's got a point. Maybe just ignore it and he'll get bored eventually.
That would be awesome, babe. Could definitely use a break from his lectures.
Got your back. Always.
Thanks, you have no idea how much I appreciate that. He's really getting to be a handful lately.
Like I said before, just don't take him too seriously. He's like a toddler who wants attention sometimes.
You can say that again. John, how's it going?
All good here. What about you?
Okay, but your dad's been all over my case lately. Won't stop nagging me about my cooking. The man is obsessed. Now he's claiming Tina's barely eating because of me, that I'm forcing her to eat that rabbit food that I like. Seriously? That's a bit extreme. I've eaten at your place. Ain't nothing wrong with the food. Right? I'm starting to doubt myself here. Like, what's his deal all of a sudden? This is a new level of crazy even from him. Don't sweat it, man. Dad's got his own quirks when it comes to food. Maybe his protein obsession is just bleeding into other stuff. He can be a bit of a control freak about diet. I had to deal with that growing up, remember? Guy wouldn't let me have a piece of cake at my own birthday because it wasn't on his meal plan or whatever. Damn, for real? Yeah, he's not the best judge of what other people should eat. Maybe he's just projecting a bit. Well, I'm certainly not letting him dictate what I cook. Thanks for the reminder, man. Makes me feel better. Anytime. Oh, I hate seeing you stressed out, especially over something so ridiculous. It's really tough living with a guy fixated on all of that. He's on my case all the time. If there's something I can do to keep him off your case too, just let me know. Will do, thanks John. But it's harder for you, living with him. So let me know if I can help you too. Yeah, I will. Thanks, bro.
I can't cope with my life anymore. I can't live with you people. Why does nobody understand me and my feelings? And why do you keep talking about me behind my back?
What on earth is it this time? What have I done?
It just feels like you guys are all plotting against me. You don't care about me or my opinions. I say things and you just ignore me. What did I do to deserve this? Don't you remember all the things that I have done for you? I want to be surrounded by people who appreciate me.
What exactly did you want me to do for you?
Sorry, what did you say? You're not exactly being very considerate or understanding here, are you? All of you people are plotting and conspiring against me. What did I do to deserve this? You treat me like some kind of monster when I'm really not that bad of a guy. Why are you abusing me like this?
I really think you're being a bit over the top here. Nobody is plotting against you. We're all on the same team as far as I'm concerned. We're all part of one big family. Sometimes we might disagree, but then we have to make up and get on with each other.
I really don't think that's what's going on here. You need to do more to take my side. We're both men. Shouldn't we be able to understand each other? Shouldn't we be looking after each other?
I guess I do sympathize with you to a certain extent.
I don't have anyone else to care for me other than you. I really depend on you, and I want you to be nice to me. I don't want you to try and turn my own daughter against me.
I really don't think that's gonna happen. She loves you, and she always will.
What would I do if I didn't have my daughter? I don't know what I'd live for. I'd have nothing in my life. I don't want you to come between me and my daughter.
Tina's gonna look after you until you go and live in the old folks' home.
What? You're gonna send me to an old folks' home? When was this decided? What makes you think that I want to go and live in an old folks' home? Just because I'm getting old doesn't mean you can kick me out and send me away somewhere.
I didn't think that you would have a problem with it. Where else would you go and live when you get old? If you live in an old folks' home, then people can look after you.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. This just gets worse and worse.
What did you say to my father? Oh, it was nothing really. Whatever you said, you certainly did a good job. I've had a really relaxing afternoon thanks to you. For the first time in a long time, he's not been moaning or nagging about anything. I'm really not used to this kind of peaceful atmosphere. Seems like you've taught him a lesson. It wasn't my intention to teach him a lesson. I was just disagreeing with him. He seems to be angry with everyone right now. He thinks that we're all ganging up against him. I tried to tell him that wasn't the case, but I don't think he was listening. I think he's also annoyed with Tina. I didn't mean to cause a scene, but these things just keep happening. Maybe this is how we'll get him to change. Maybe we need to be a bit more direct with him. I'm really sorry if I've caused some trouble here. I didn't mean to. No, you didn't cause any trouble. Sometimes you just have to say what you feel. If that upsets him a bit, then so be it. He can't run away from you. He's gonna have to learn to cooperate with you. I guess you're right about that. I just wish we could all get along better.
I need to go to the hospital at once. I think it's an emergency.
An emergency? What the heck happened to you? How can it be so bad that you need to go to the hospital right now?
I was cleaning the house, but then I stepped on something, I fell over, and I hurt myself a little bit. Oh, it really annoys me when people leave things lying around. Someone needed to clean it, so I did, and now I'm injured. On second thought, I'm gonna be okay. I don't think I need the hospital after all. But hey, wouldn't be too bad if you came over and helped me tidy up the house a bit. Oh, since I'm hurt and all, I can't do it now. I think you could be a good guy and lend a hand.
Fine, I'll come over now. Sure you don't want to get checked out at the hospital? It's no trouble, I swear. I'm worried that you might be hurt worse than you think. Let me take you in.
And which hospital are you planning to haul me off to? Oh, I hope it's not that discount one nearby. No way, that place will make me sicker than when I arrived.
Nah, it's good. They'll help you out. The staff there knows their stuff, just as good as any fancy hospital.
I don't buy it. I want the best. That's what I deserve. Some of those doctors are clueless. Hand out awful advice left and right.
They have all the good equipment, anything you might need to get better. I think you're just being negative again. You gotta learn to see the good in people.
It's hard to see the good in anyone when I'm about to keel over from this pain. Gotta take me to a top-notch place and fast. If not, who knows what'll happen. I might just drop dead and that's on you. I need a full body scan to make sure there is nothing wrong with me. And then I want a second opinion, just in case. You know how meticulous I am about my health. Some docs make mistakes, get things wrong. That's why I want a second set of eyes.
Oh man, what a drama queen.
I can't believe my son-in-law doesn't care if I live or die. How can you be so cruel? Nobody has to put up with this kind of treatment. Why does my life gotta be so difficult? What did I do to deserve this?
Okay, this is nuts. Dad just called me in the middle of my workday demanding I drop everything to fix this TV. It's like the remote control is a foreign object to him.
You too? He texted me this morning, yelling in all caps about needing new batteries for his hearing aids, as if I'm his personal Walmart or something. Welcome to the club. He asked me, to teach him how to use Facebook. I'm pretty sure his goal is to stalk all of our past embarrassing photos.
Lord help us. At least we're suffering together. Solidarity!
Solidarity is great, but we need solutions. This constant barrage of demands is insane. Tell me about it. He's been hounding Tina about wanting her to cook him full-on feasts every other night.
Don't remind me. And it always has to be something old-fashioned and complicated. Like, where am I supposed to find a side of beef in under an hour?
Is he doing this on purpose? Trying to drive us mad for his own amusement?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. Remember that time he accidentally glued his fingers together?
Oh my god, the super glue incident. A classic Marvin move. And let's not forget the fake heart attack when we dared to watch a movie without him.
The man has more drama than a soap opera.
Okay, this is spiraling into absurdity. We gotta do something, guys. He needs help, like actual professional help. He can't keep relying on us like this.
You mean a nursing home?
Look, I know it sounds harsh, but it might be the best option. They have trained staff to handle his, quirks. I hate even thinking about it, but maybe he'd be better off with round-the-clock care.
It'd be safer, too. What if he does something actually dangerous next time he wants attention?
And honestly, it would give us a much-needed break. We can't keep dropping our lives for his every whim. Okay, this is it. We need to actually start looking into places. It's the responsible thing to do, even if he throws a fit.
Agreed. Think we can get Mom's old doctor to give us some recommendations?
Good idea. I'll email him after work. No more procrastination. This ends now.
Dad, we really need to talk.
Oh, sweetie, so glad to hear from you.
Don't get too excited. We gotta have a family chat.
I hope you're not gonna accuse me of something again. You know I never did anything wrong.
Why do you cause so much trouble? Why do you have to make things so difficult for my husband? Seems like every day there's a new issue, and you're at the center of it. Honestly, I don't know what's gotten into you lately. I can't take much more of this. You're driving me crazy.
So even my daughter's gonna turn against me? Seems like I'm all alone out here. You side with your husband over me, even if he's making stuff up?
Now hold on. We know you've been telling lies. You've been saying you're hurt, but we know that isn't true. Katie saw you yesterday, out and about, playing sports with the neighbors. It didn't look like you were in any pain then. Think you were just making it up because you wanted David to come over. He's got his own life, you know? He can't just drop everything to look after you every second.
I've only got one son-in-law, and sometimes I want company. I know my own kids won't even answer my calls, so what am I supposed to do? Is that really so much to ask? I just get lonely sometimes, that's all.
Maybe you need to think about how your actions affect others, not just yourself. I get that you want attention, but other people have their lives too, you know? You can't constantly pester people to come and keep you company. Would you please leave David alone from now on?
You don't care about me at all, do you? You don't even think about my feelings. I'm not sure I even want to be around you anymore, many of you.
If I'm not around, then you're completely on your own. Is that really what you want? Do you think that'll be better?
I might be happier on my own. At least I wouldn't be living with folks who don't give a damn about me.
Don't you think you're taking this a bit too far, Dad? You're getting a little worked up here, aren't you?
I don't need you in my life. Don't think for a second that I'm dependent on you. If you leave, I'll be just fine. I definitely don't need you. I live with you, John, but you're never even home. Why do you think I was calling David so often in the first place? Before I saw his true colors, that is. If I don't want to see you anymore, John, that is it. You pack up and get out of my sight, for good. I want people who put me first, people who actually care, not ones who just think about themselves. I think you need a big attitude adjustment and start putting me first for a change. I am sick and tired of you always taking David's side.
Honestly, I just wish we could all get along. This constant arguing is just exhausting.
Ever since you came along, you've brought nothing but trouble. I've been worried about you from day one. I think you're trying to kick me out of my own home, split me up from my family.
What makes you say that? I think you're the one that's trying to force people out.
You're the one who told me to go live in an old folks' home. Trying to get rid of me, are you? Why should I go to some home?
They make those places really nice nowadays. You could socialize with other people, enjoy your later years.
I'm not interested in what you think. I want someone here to take care of me. I think it would be nice if you and Tina just moved in and looked after your old dad.
I don't think we can live with you, Dad. We have our own lives and our own priorities. It would be the same situation as with John.
One of you could just quit your job and stay home with me. There's two of you anyway, right?
We really don't want to do that, Dad. I'm sorry, but it's not happening. You can't just order people around, no matter who you want to live with.
I know you don't care about me. It's getting more and more obvious every day. I still think David would make a perfect caretaker, even if none of my own kids care about me enough to help me out.
Can you please get a grip, Dad? Think about what you're doing here. This isn't helping anyone. You can't treat people like this.
You're the one that needs to change, not me. You need to seriously rethink how you're acting. I cannot believe this is my life. My own family doesn't give a damn about me. If you don't do what I want, you're gonna regret it for the rest of your life. That's a guarantee.
What are we gonna do? This is only getting worse. I know we talked about sending him to a home, but he seems really upset. We're sending him to the old folks' home. I think it's the best call in a bad situation. There's nothing else that we can do. I know that he doesn't want to go, but he doesn't really have a choice now. Are you sure about that? I thought he was really against the idea. And those places aren't cheap, are they? Are we really doing the right thing? I can't go on like this. We need a solution. Unless you want him moving in with you and Tina. Yeah, that is not happening. Exactly. And as long as he's not bothering me anymore, I'm fine with whatever. I don't care what he thinks about it. He'll just have to get used to the idea. Are you really gonna go through with sending him there? He might be really miserable. I've got my limits too. I can only take so much of this. I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to be happy, worry-free, not have this crap hanging over me all the time. If you think it's the right decision, I'll support you. Thanks, David. You've done a lot for him too, even though he's mine and Tina's father. It's not like we'll never visit him or anything. We'll be sure to see him as often as we can, right? Yes, absolutely. Then it's settled. We're sending him to a home. Hey, Tina, I just wanted to let you know that John and I had a serious talk.
Uh-oh. Sounds ominous. What's the verdict?
We both agree. It's time for the nursing home. We've been dancing around it, but it can't go on like this. Dad's demands are getting ridiculous.
I know. It's just such a big step. Feels final somehow.
I get it. None of this is easy. But honestly, is this current situation any better?
You're right. We're all miserable. It's guilt, fear, and exhaustion all rolled into one.
It's not healthy for us, and it's not healthy for him either. He needs more support than we can realistically give.
Yeah. I just hate feeling like I'm giving up on him.
Look, you're not giving up. You've been going above and beyond. But this is different. This is finding him the right kind of help.
I guess you're right. Still feels awful, though. Like I'm letting Mom down, too.
Would she want you to be all stressed to the breaking point? Want Dad to be so unhappy that it leads to, well, who knows what else? Professional care might be what it takes to give him some peace.
Maybe. I still feel like a horrible daughter.
Tina, you're being too hard on yourself. This is a tough decision, made out of love. Don't forget that.
I'm trying to. Okay, you've convinced me. A little. But I'll only feel okay about it if I'm the one to break the news to Dad.
Of course, that only makes sense. John and I are here to back you up, but it is your call.
Thanks. Gotta mentally prepare myself for World War III. He's not gonna take it well.
I can already picture the tantrum. We should probably write some kind of manual on dealing with him for the nursing home staff.
Please don't make me laugh. I might just lose it.
Sorry, it's too tempting. But seriously, you've got this, Tina. We're a team, and sometimes the right decision is the hardest one.
You little weasel. You did this. You poisoned my kids against me.
Marvin, please, calm down. Tina made the decision, and we all understand that it's difficult.
Difficult? You think this is just difficult for me? My own daughter is throwing me away like trash.
It's not about throwing you away. Everyone cares about you. We just want you to have the best care possible.
Best care? More like a prison. It's where they dump old people who get inconvenient.
Those homes exist to help those who need extra support. They have trained staff and resources we simply can't provide.
I don't need their damn help. All a bunch of crooks looking to fleece old folks for their money. It's a plot and you're in on it.
Marvin, there is no plot. Your health and happiness are what matter. If you're not happy living with John, maybe it's time to try something different.
Happiness? I'll never be happy stuck in that hellhole surrounded by strangers. Bet you'll be thrilled to have me out of your hair.
It's not about that. It's about giving you what you need. Tina is devastated. She loves you very much.
If she loved me, she'd put my needs first over her precious husband's. You've brainwashed her, turned her against her own father.
I've done no such thing. This is your family trying to do what's best. We're worried about you, Marvin.
Well, stop worrying. Back off. I don't need any of your fake concern. Stay out of my family and leave me alone.
I'm here if you change your mind or you just want to talk.
Okay, I did it. I found a nursing home. It actually seems nice, has good reviews and everything. They have a room available, like right now.
Wow, that's fast. So you told him and?
Yep. And let's just say it did not go over smoothly. Screaming, accusations, the usual dramatic outburst. He's convinced we're kicking him to the curb, that he'll die of loneliness, all that stuff.
Ugh, sounds like the greatest hits of Marvin. Did he threaten to run away or anything particularly extreme?
He did, actually. Said he'd rather live on the streets than go to that prison. But honestly, I'm more worried he'll do something destructive. Like to himself or the house.
Whoa, slow down. You mean he might hurt himself? Or...
I don't know. He gets this crazy look in his eye sometimes when he's really pushed to the edge. He's always had a temper. And remember that time he threw the vase when Mom wouldn't let him buy a new car?
Yeah, that wasn't pretty, but I'll be over soon, right? It's a good thing you arranged the pickup soon. He won't have time to do anything too crazy, right?
I don't know. He still has over 24 hours to surprise us. So I wouldn't relax just yet.
Do you really think he's gonna lash out at this stage? Don't you think he's a little too old to actually cause any trouble now?
I wouldn't have thought so before, but now, I don't know anymore. Should we call John? Maybe he should stay with him for a while, just as a precaution?
Isn't he already staying with him?
Well, yeah, but he's gonna be at work for the rest of the day today. And he'll probably be at work when the nursing home people go to pick Dad up tomorrow, too. Should we call John and ask him to stay home?
Not sure it would make any difference at this point. Dad's already convinced himself that this is a battle against the world. So, when's the nursing home pickup happening?
Tomorrow. They had someone leave unexpectedly, and I wanted to get this over with as quickly as possible.
Makes sense. Look, worst case scenario, at least he'll be somewhere where he can't cause too much damage. I mean, they're probably prepared for difficult residents.
I hope you're right. But knowing Dad, I have this terrible feeling he's got one last grand gesture planned. He wouldn't let this go quietly.
Let's try to stay positive. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Buckle in, Tina. It might be a bumpy ride to say the least. I know you're at work and I don't want to disturb you, but you're gonna get a call soon anyway. So I thought I might as well break the news to you. What news? Did something happen? Well, you know how the movers were coming today to help Dad move what he needs to the nursing home. Yes? Well, he burnt down the house. Are you freaking kidding me? What? I know. It is absolutely insane. Tina just called. Fire department, police, the whole thing. Dad set the house on fire? I can't even process this. Apparently, he had a complete meltdown when the movers came for his stuff, trashed the place, then started a fire in the kitchen. Is he hurt? Did anyone get hurt? Miraculously, no. Firefighters got there in time. But the house, it's bad. Oh God, this is a nightmare. What on earth possessed him to do that? He was screaming something about not wanting to leave, about us betraying him. The usual Marvin theatrics, but multiplied by 1,000. This is beyond out of control. I mean, he's dangerous now, not just to himself, but to everyone else. I hate to say it, but you're right. The nursing home isn't just about his comfort anymore. It's about safety. And after this stunt, do we even have a choice? He can't go back there, and there's no way in hell that I'm putting the rest of my life on hold to be his full-time caretaker. None of us can. Look, I know this is hard as hell, John, but we did what we could. It's just not sustainable, especially not after this. Yeah, you're right. I feel like such a failure, you know? Like I should have been able to handle him better, make this work. Man, don't beat yourself up. There's only so much anyone can take. You tried, more than most would have. I guess, I just hate that it had to come to this. Mom would be so disappointed in all of us. Maybe, but she'd also understand. It sounds like he got progressively worse after she passed. This isn't your fault. It still feels awful. Sending your own dad to a home, no matter the reason. Look, we're gonna get him the help he needs. A safe place where he can't hurt himself or others. And hey, maybe with proper care, he might even settle a little. Can we hope for that? Or am I just being naive? Who knows? But at this point, we have to try everything we can. And hey, at least we won't have to worry about him burning down any more buildings. Dark humor is all I have left. Thanks, man. Seriously, I couldn't do this without you. Always got your back, brother. Now, let's see about getting those nursing home recommendations ASAP. It's time to move forward, difficult as it is. We obviously moved forward getting Marvin into a nursing home ASAP after the whole fire ordeal. He wasn't happy about it and protested right up until the end, but he really left us with no other choice. The home we chose for him was pretty nice though, so I think he's getting used to it slowly. And the house was insured, so luckily we were able to fix it up without losing any money. John is living there on his own now, and thankfully, he can move on with his own life. He's even started seeing someone, which is something he's never dreamed of having enough time for. Me and Tina are also doing a lot better now that we don't have to worry about him all the time. We're expecting our first kid soon. That news seemed to have washed away all of Marvin's negativity too, and now he's just excited to meet his grandkid. In the end, I'm glad no one got hurt by Marvin's antics, and I'm glad everyone is doing a lot better now. It's hard to know what the right thing to do is, but in this case, it looks like we made the right choice. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.